Imagine an aircraft so fast that even its existence remains an enigma. The SR-91 Aurora is a rumored U.S. military jet said to surpass the legendary SR-71 Blackbird in speed, stealth, and reconnaissance power. Some claim it's capable of hypersonic speeds that push the limits of engineering and physics. Despite decades of speculation, no official acknowledgement has confirmed its existence, yet sightings, whispers, and budget discrepancies fuel the intrigue. Today we dive deeper than ever before into what makes the SR-91 Aurora a compelling story, exploring the secrets, sightings, engineering, and implications of this mysterious aircraft. The hypersonic frontier, hypersonic flight, traveling at speeds exceeding Mach 5, represents a challenge unlike any other. At such speeds, an aircraft faces intense heat, extreme structural stress, and significant aerodynamic complexities. The SR-91 Aurora, if real, would epitomize the mastery of these challenges. While most current military jets operate at subsonic or low supersonic speeds, hypersonic aircraft move so fast that traditional radar and missile defenses become ineffective. This would grant an unparalleled strategic advantage, allowing a hypersonic plane to collect intelligence or strike targets with little risk of interception. The heat generated by hypersonic flight is one of the most significant engineering obstacles. When an aircraft reaches Mach 5 or higher, the friction between the air and its surface can create temperatures so high that conventional metals would melt. To combat this, engineers would need to use advanced materials capable of withstanding such conditions, such as titanium alloys or ceramic composites. The Aurora, if it exists, would likely incorporate these materials, paired with innovative cooling systems to manage the extreme heat. Budget clues and black funding. The most significant early hint of the SR-91 Aurora's existence came from a U.S. defense budget document in the late 1980s. Tucked away in a long list of expenditures was a cryptic line item labeled Aurora, with a staggering allocation of funds. The amount was far too large for any known aircraft project at the time, and suggested that something far beyond conventional military projects was underway. Black budgets like these are used to fund classified programs that remain hidden from public oversight and even from most government officials. These programs often involve research and development projects in advanced aerospace technology and weapon systems. They are typically overseen by only a few high-level government and military officials and are protected by strict security measures. The SR-91 Aurora's potential inclusion in one of these black programs would explain why. Despite mounting speculation and evidence, there has never been an official confirmation of its existence. Within black budget programs, there are layers of security. The most sensitive projects fall under special access programs, SAPs, or even more secretively, unacknowledged special access programs, USAPs. These projects are often so well concealed that their existence is known only to the highest levels of command. Documents may be kept to a minimum or not exist at all, and verbal communication is often used to avoid creating any traceable paper trail. This extreme level of secrecy would align with what experts believe surrounds the SR-91 Aurora. Eyewitness reports and sonic booms. The first budget hints were enough to spark interest, but it was the subsequent eyewitness sightings that fanned the flames of speculation. Reports began to surface of strange, unidentified aircraft, especially over California and parts of the UK, characterized by their unique shapes and the unusual sonic booms they generated. Unlike the sharp, distinct booms created by known supersonic aircraft, these booms were described as more profound and resonant. One of the most famous sightings was reported by Chris Gibson, an engineer and former member of the Royal Observer Corps. While working on an oil rig in the North Sea, Gibson observed a large triangular aircraft being refueled by a KC-135 Stratotanker, flanked by F-111 fighter bombers. His sketch of the encounter, along with his detailed description, added significant weight to theories that a black project aircraft was indeed in operation. Gibson's testimony became a cornerstone in the argument for the SR-91 Aurora's existence. Beyond visual sightings, there were reports of contrail patterns unlike anything seen before. These patterns, dubbed donuts on a rope, indicated that the propulsion system was something other than conventional jet engines. Experts speculated that these contrails were created by a pulse detonation engine, PDE. A PDE works by detonating fuel at regular intervals, producing bursts of thrust capable of pushing an aircraft into hypersonic speeds. Such a system, if implemented in the SR-91 Aurora, would explain the aircraft's rumored speed and the distinctive contrail pattern reported. The mystery deepened when people began hearing sonic booms late at night in areas not frequented by known military flight paths. These booms were often louder than those produced by conventional jets and had a different sound profile, suggesting the operation of an aircraft flying at extremely high altitudes and speeds. Reports of these sonic booms were particularly concentrated around testing facilities like Area 51 and Edwards Air Force Base, fueling speculation that the SR-91 Aurora was being tested under the cover of night. The legacy of the SR-71 Blackbird. To understand the SR-91 Aurora, one must first appreciate its predecessor, the SR-71 Blackbird. Built during the Cold War, the SR-71 was a marvel of engineering, setting records for speed and altitude that remain impressive even today. Capable of flying at Mach 3 and at altitudes of up to 85,000 feet, the Blackbird was designed to outrun threats rather than avoid them. It was equipped with sophisticated cameras and sensors, allowing it to perform reconnaissance missions deep into enemy territory and return with invaluable intelligence. The SR-71's titanium body and unique aerodynamic design allowed it to withstand the intense heat generated at high speeds. Special fuel known as JP-7 was used, capable of withstanding high temperatures without igniting prematurely. This fuel also doubled as a coolant, circulating through the aircraft's surfaces to manage the heat produced by friction. The Blackbird's engines, a combination of traditional jet engines and ramjets, enabled it to transition seamlessly between takeoff, subsonic, and supersonic speeds. Despite its success, the SR-71 was retired in the late 1990s, and questions arose about what would replace it. The retirement only fueled speculation that something better and faster had taken its place, something like the SR-91 Aurora. The engineering feat, pulse detonation engines, and advanced materials. If the SR-91 Aurora does exist, it would represent one of the most significant engineering achievements in modern aviation. The key to hypersonic flight lies in propulsion. Unlike traditional engines, which rely on continuous combustion, a pulse detonation engine, PDE, detonates fuel in controlled pulses. Each detonation sends a shock wave through the exhaust, creating thrust. This technology allows for more efficient propulsion at hypersonic speeds and could explain the unique contrail sightings. In addition to propulsion, the Aurora would need to be built from materials capable of withstanding extreme temperatures. The heat generated at speeds above Mach 5 can reach thousands of degrees Fahrenheit, enough to melt conventional metals. Engineers would need to use specialized materials such as titanium alloys, carbon-carbon composites, or ceramic coatings to maintain structural integrity. Cooling systems embedded within the structure, such as those used in the SR-71, would likely be taken to the next level in the Aurora to manage these extreme conditions. Eyewitness accounts in the Boscombe Down incident. Aside from Gibson's sighting, other reports added to the mystery. In the early 1990s, there were numerous reports of strange, triangular aircraft flying over areas known for military activity. One significant event that added fuel to the fire was the Boscombe Down incident in 1994. An unidentified aircraft made an emergency landing at the British military base, and the area was swiftly secured. Witnesses reported seeing the craft being covered with tarps and transported away under heavy security. This incident remains shrouded in mystery, but many believe it was linked to a secret U.S. aircraft project, possibly the SR-91 Aurora. The reports didn't stop there. Group Captain Tom Eales of the British Royal Air Force once mentioned that some pilots had encountered unknown aircraft during training exercises. These aircraft were faster and more agile than anything the RAF had in its fleet. While no official report was ever made public, such anecdotes added to the growing belief that the U.S. was operating an aircraft well beyond what was acknowledged. While the Aurora remains unconfirmed, recent advancements have pointed to the development of hypersonic successors like the SR-72. Lockheed Martin has openly discussed this new project, referring to it as the son of Blackbird. Designed to achieve speeds of Mach 6, the SR-72 aims to blend reconnaissance and strike capabilities, armed with cutting-edge propulsion technology that includes a turbine engine for lower speeds and a ramjet for hypersonic travel. The SR-72 is rumored to include laser weaponry, next-generation stealth, and the ability to carry out missions autonomously. Its development shows that hypersonic aircraft are no longer just rumors, but a tangible direction for future military aviation. Whether the SR-72 builds directly on technology tested in the SR-91, Aurora remains a question that keeps aviation enthusiasts and analysts guessing. The legend of the SR-91 Aurora captures the essence of aviation mystery and innovation. While evidence remains circumstantial, the combination of budget slips, eyewitness reports, unique contrails, and unexplained sonic booms creates a compelling case for its existence. Whether a product of myth or a stepping stone to current hypersonic projects like the SR-72, the Aurora represents a leap in engineering and military strategy. As we continue to push the boundaries of speed and technology, one thing is clear: the pursuit of hypersonic supremacy has only just begun. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the hidden corners of military aviation and the future of reconnaissance.